call. Welcome to the East Region Mastermind call today. And I know there's spring break going on, people are traveling. And Lori, before we get started, happy 19-year anniversary. Yay! Absolutely, you're on mute. But yes, happy anniversary to all of you. Thank you for joining the call today. I just want to say, on Saturday, wow, right? Super weekend, Saturday, tons of announcements. As a matter of fact, have you even counted how many announcements that there were from Saturday? Yeah, a lot. Okay. So there were six different announcements. Okay. And the reason why I bring that up is because today's topic is all around those six different, whether it be, new products, new programs, etc. How are we going to prioritize those? What does that look like? Because, I always say the jack of all trades, master of none, right? You've got to really be intentional and focus with what we're going to do with these six programs, launches, etc. So with that being said, tell me this before we get started. What if you had to pick your top, let's say top 3 announcements that were shared from Super Weekend, and I'm assuming you were participating or you watched it already, of all of those announcements, what were your top 3? Like that you're most excited about that came out of result of Super Weekend? Let's start there. And you can just post it in the chat if you want. That'd be great. Kimberly, I love it. Okay, all right. Let's get up. 6:45. Kim, you were hilarious. 6:45, 6:45, 6:45. How do you really feel? Preferred customer rollout. Love it. Okay, 6:45. Give me all the Umwala. You are killing me, all of you. You guys are funny. Okay, 6:45. Bevy Energy. Great. Okay, thank you for sharing. For those that haven't shared, what are your top 3 that you're most excited about in terms of announcements from Super Weekend? Put that, if you would, post that in the chat, please. Dear God, everyone is 6:45. Okay, we can't forget about the Let's Get Up launch. Hello, Miss Artina. All right, post in the chat if you're just joining. Hello, Jolie. Post in the chat, if you would, top 3 announcements that you're most excited about from Super Weekend. Okay, I get 6:45. A lot of you are 6:45. I get it. Okay, that's good. Doreen, put it in here. Noted. The workout had me sweating, and I don't sweat. First time I'm ever. Good for Let's Get Up. I love it. Okay. Bevy Jize. Great. Bevy. Okay. This is great. Okay. So let's talk about all of this. It sounds like 6:45 is hands down is what the vast majority of you are excited about, right? Okay. Well, the beautiful thing about this is we have time before that launches, right? We have time. So you as leaders have to prioritize, right? You need to prioritize for your teams. What's the most pressing, so to speak? What are the top 3 that you're going to focus on? So let's talk about that. Some of you mentioned you're going to love 6:45. Oh, good. Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about, at least the 2 that will launch next Monday. What are they? Take yourself off mute. It's fine. The 2 that launch next Monday are what? Come on. That's right. So Let's Get Up and Bevy. Those two launch next Monday, right? You already had the sample workout. Sample workout's been released. The Vimeo has been released for you to share with your prospects. So let's talk about Let's Get Up, okay? In terms of prioritizing just what's next as it relates to Let's Get Up and Bevy. So who's had an opportunity to try the sample workout for Let's Get Up? Some of you? Okay. All right. So we are 6 days away from the coach launch with Let's Get Up. So how are you leveraging Let's Get Up between now and then? Again, just really focus on Let's Get Up.
Well, maybe this is happening everywhere. I have no idea. But one of my brand new coaches actually had this idea, and now we're all running with it, is doing a virtual dance party. And that's what she's calling it. And so, again, maybe everyone's like, duh, we're all doing that. But I hadn't heard that. And it was a new coach idea. And so last night at 8 o'clock, she got all her friends on a Zoom and shared her screen, and they all danced together. So I'm hosting that for all my people Saturday morning. But I thought that was just a fun way to word it, as like a virtual dance party, and then talk for a few minutes afterwards about getting started.
Awesome. No, thank you. Thanks, Whitney, for sharing that. So virtual dance party, I'm seeing obviously sharing in stories. What about Reels? Are you guys doing that in Reels at all? Right? Okay. What else? How else are you sharing this amazing opportunity with Let's Get Up?
My team, we have decided to run a free accountability group for a week.
Mhm.
And we're going to weave in Let's Get Up and other free workouts that are on BOD. And then the workout calendar. And we are literally going to treat it like they're going to have a test or a challenge group experience for a week. Give them meal plans, have conversations on the side. All the coaches on the team will be posting their nutrition every day. We'll be posting their supplements every day. We'll be doing giveaways, going live with the intention of them buying the Let's Get Up Challenge Pack because it's only $140.
Mm-hmm.
But being open to the fact that they're going to be sampling like a Live 4 workout. They're going to be sampling like non-weighted, weighted workouts. And so not trying to pigeonhole people into Let's Get Up, but I think Let's Get Up's for everyone. But then be able to have the option to get the Let's Get Up Challenge Pack for $140, potentially only $100 because of the $40 coupon code, and then get into, a paid accountability group after getting results for only a week.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. So you're not only are you leveraging the Let's Get Up, I mean, you're leveraging the coupon, the My BFF coupon codes in conjunction with that to really drive the Let's Get Up promotion. So that's great. Jolie, thank you.
Uh-huh.
And speaking of My BFF promo codes, just a little caveat, right? We have till the end of this month to utilize those My BFF promo codes. All of you should have received an email. Did you get an email last night? Okay, so have you gone in there yet and looked to see how many of your PS coaches have actually, how many codes that they have? Have you done that yet? Yep. Okay, awesome. So Jessica, you said yes, reached out to all of them. Tell me kind of the conversation that you're having with them.
Sorry, children in the background, and she is rocking. So if you hear someone banging, she's okay. She's just having a ball in her high chair. So I reached out to all of them today just to remind them. We already spoke about it because when they first signed up, I let them know to look for the email and think of who you might want to join you while you get started too. So family, friends, sisters, whoever you can think of. So then when I got the email today of who hadn't utilized their code yet, I reached back out today and just said, as a reminder, it does expire by the end of the month. So if you don't have anyone close by to you that you can think of offhand, I know this has been said before by so many top leaders, but let me know if you're not planning or able to use it, and then I can pay it forward to someone that I know who's ready to get started on their journey today. So that's the conversation I've had. And then I have, from those conversations this morning, I have 3 people who are reaching out to all of their family and friends today. Awesome. So hopefully it'll lead to something from it. But those are the conversations I'm having.
No, that's great. And that's great. I just want to make sure if you haven't gone in there, which it sounds like the vast majority already have, that you've gone in there, make sure that you go in there, look at who's not utilizing and leveraging those codes. And they are, again, just want to reiterate, most of you already know this, are completely transferable. So give those codes, share them with you so that you can share them and pay it forward, so to speak. Okay, can the coach who signed up with a promo code use it to purchase the Let's Get Up Challenge Pack? Yes. Yes, Chris. Great question. Okay, so let's go back, circling back. Now that you kind of the BFF, my BFF promo code, utilizing those. What else are you guys doing to leverage the launch of the Let's Get Up for next week?
I always do really well at launches with just like an exclusive sneak peek group. That's where I have people now. I always start that like almost like a week and a half ahead and
Mhm.
just start pulling the information like into the guides. And then I always do a pinned post with the sample, and I ask people to try it out for me and leave a review. And then next on Sunday before it launches, I'll raffle off like a $25 Amazon gift card for anyone that leaves a review. So it brings a lot of new people in just willing to try it, and that's how I message about it. Like no pressure, just try it, looking for your feedback. And then now I also have a ton of little screenshots of feedback to share in my stories of people that are saying like how much they love it and how much fun it is, and they didn't feel like they're working out or whatever. So usually we do that. I go live in the group a lot. I might do intermittent giveaways. I've done, some of the other engagement type stuff like, if you're at a wedding, do you dance or do you watch? And just like, keep engagement in between too.
Yeah.
And then also that way all the details are organized in the guide. So my team feels free to invite, like they don't have to have their own conversations separately. Figuring out what the package prices are and what the nutrition they get, like it's all there. And just every time I create FOMO, like around a launch, even if I don't do the program, like it tends to do really well. And then we'll start a prep week next week, and then like a challenge group exclusive for that on the 26th. And I talk about it like a test group. So I say, if you're going to do the program with us, it has to be fitness, nutrition, and either Shakeology or Performance Line Daily. Because I said I treat this like a test group, like I want test group results. So it, gets people to do packages and not just digital access because they want to be a part of the group. So I said, at least for these 30 days, like, you're going to want it. And, that way, if you continue your shakes, you'll have the discount because you're signed up that way. And that way I help to kind of pad my organizations or build organizations with extra discount coaches too.
That's good. Okay. Anyone else doing something separate or different than what Jolie and Christina just had shared? You're pretty much all kind of following suit, right? Okay. Doing the same. Rachel, Whitney's doing the same. So it sounds as though you guys have obviously a game plan for the Let's Get Up launch. Clearly. Awesome. Okay. So check. Now let's talk about Focus Bevy. Jolie, you're like, I want this. So I think we all do. And it's happening. I mean, as early as next week. How are you going to leverage this launch? What does that look like? How are you going to, because this is a huge volume boost for you and your, in your organization. So what does that look like for some of you? Feel free, anyone. And yeah, you guys you can unmute yourself and just share. We have a small enough group.
I just have a quick question. Can you is it just focused energy put in Bevy, or is that all it is? Is it the same? Is it the same? It looks like it's the same caffeine as Energize.
So it's 100 milligrams, if I'm not mistaken, with the Focus Bevy. It has energy and focus support, Chris. So it is a little bit different. It has mushroom and adaptogen support, which is different than obviously Energize, or just, different than obviously Bevy. Obviously, yes, similar in terms of cravings and weight loss support, similar to what Bevy is. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's like different outside of that. I think those are really the top two is the mushroom and adaptogen support, and then the energy and focus support, just combining those two together.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. And I haven't even tried it yet. I mean, we don't even have it yet. So I'm really looking forward to that. But with that being said, it is tweaked quite a little bit. But in the price, you guys saw that. I don't know if you did see that, but the coach price is $44.96 and the retail is $59.95. And again, that launches on Monday. And yes, just pomegranate, correct. Yes, Amy.
I think I'm just going to be talking to the fact that it's going to replace my abuse of Energize in the afternoon and just be real with that, like apparently mom has been like tapping into the Jize a little too much in the afternoon, where it's meant more for like, performance in your workouts and not from, the mama hustle hour. And now I've got something that's meant more for the mama hustle hour and keeps me out of the goldfish, so just adding that like flair personality, because we haven't sampled it yet. So, but we have done Bevy Jize. Yeah, we've done that. So just like how it's going to swap and promote our health better. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's relatable.
Okay. What else? How many servings? Rachel, I don't know the servings. I can look that up and get back with you. Rachel. I'm not sure about that. Okay. Miss Morgan, what about you, girlfriend? How are you going to leverage this?
Pretty much the same as what everyone said. I'll be honest, like I didn't really try Focus Energy because I was like, I've only been a coach for 2 years, so I haven't really had much experience with it. I've taken it one time and it made me feel batshit crazy. So I'm hoping it'll be a different experience with this. So as of right now, my plans are just kind of chatting about it, but I'm not hugely promoting it until I'm able to try it and see how it makes me feel personally. But if it's just an afternoon pick-me-up, then that sounds like something I could definitely use.
Okay, thank you. So Jolie, you're saying afternoon is kind of how you're thinking about.
Yeah, and I don't know who, somebody just said it, but like, I think it's a smart idea just to be like, oh my gosh, when you're sending out your Let's Get Out challenge pack, to be like, I just popped this in there because it's coming out today and I'm so excited about it. You can always take it out, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So really incorporating, oh gosh, you guys are hilarious. I love your little chats. So I don't tap into the goldfish in the afternoon. Okay, there we have it. So Focus Bevy, obviously coming out next week. So in terms of prioritizing, Let's Get Up, Focus Bevy, utilizing those two together, right? Potentially, and selling those two and bundling those two together, which is brilliant. What about the HD, right? The HD, add HD shipment. What are your thoughts on that? Right?
Oh my God, it's huge. Like I went live in my group, like, holy crap, the thing that y'all have always said you wanted that I personally wanted, now you can do. And so like, just getting super excited about that and making sure they're all aware, you know?
Good. Okay. Okay, great. And to your point, it's just reinforcing that as well. I mean, cause that happened yesterday, right? That took effect as of yesterday in terms of the H2. So that's a big, big, big deal, as you all know, for you and your teams. So finally we listened. It's like, it's about time. So it is huge. Okay, great. So HD, add the shipment, you're good there. Let's talk about, I want to talk a little bit about the Take Action Challenge. Did any of you have anyone in your downline win any of the prizes at all? Did any of you? Yes. So Jessica, okay. So Amy, you as well. All right. So with that being said, what was the response?
She lost her mind. She went right. She actually, Carl shared her story. Jenna is who was talking, and she won a trip. And it was funny because she had just gotten her invite to the Success Club trip. They registered, put that through, and her husband called her and said, we won a trip. And she's like, no, that was the confirmation for the one we just registered for. And he's like, no, we just won a trip. So she went on live to our team page. Everyone was like blown away. And then immediately everyone was like going right to their tracker and like taking action. And it's just contagious. Her excitement was contagious. She was bawling her eyes out. They're a family of 2 teachers and they never get to take trips alone, especially without their 2 boys. So she was just like, she was a mess about it, but couldn't wait to share. So she shared on her stories, she shared on her Facebook feed live, and then went into our team page, and it just like set everyone on fire.
I love it. Oh, Jessica, I mean, do you not love hearing the story? Can you imagine if that's you or someone on your team?
Well, when she said that, everyone just was like, oh my, like, prizes are being given out and you're like hearing names and you're like, oh, fun for them. And then when it hits close to home and you can be like, oh my gosh, my coach just won a trip. And it gets real. So the excitement around it for sure is huge. And our team, especially since yesterday, is like blowing it out of the water.
Good. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. And Amy, you had something very similar?
Yes, one of my downline coaches got a trip to the Riviera Maya, Mexico, and she's the most deserving person on the planet. She was so excited, worked so hard for the Success Club trip last year, and then it was canceled, and she was devastated. So she is super blessed, super excited, bawling her eyes out. I'm so happy for her. And again, it set the team on fire. Everybody's like, what did you do? Like, what crazy stuff did you do? And she's like, I just did my tracker. That's all I did.
Yeah.
So it was really encouraging.
Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about this challenge, 3-month challenge, right? Ladies, we're giving away, you know the deal, over 2,000 prizes. And what we did, if you didn't know this, but obviously with Summit being virtual, we took all of the costs that we would have incurred with Summit, right? And we're utilizing that for this promotion. So this is a great opportunity for you to leverage with your team if you haven't. And I know, again, it just started, but let's talk a little bit about this incredible incentive that we have right now. How are you leveraging this with your teams? Have you created anything differently outside and or above and beyond what we're doing at the corporate level? Like, are you doing something for your team? And if the answer is yes, I would love for you to share that with others, because we're 2 weeks in. There's still plenty of time for you and your team to win this. Let's talk a little bit about what that looks like, some things that you're doing to implement with your team to really drive this promotion.
Can I share?
Oh my God, please.
Okay, so I'm super excited because we planned this before they even said about the Let's Take Action Challenge. So I'm like, oh my God, they stole our idea. But we created a bod group and we actually scheduled it like 200 some days out. Like, it doesn't start for a while, but we are still posting in there. So if anybody's tracking their workouts, it's not going to show in that group. Like, nothing shows except like our pinned post. And then they're commenting underneath the pinned post. And the post each day is basically the same. It's show your tracker. We go in there, we give one pro tip, like one thing that you can do today to move your business forward, and then share your tracker beneath. Anybody that helps somebody with a challenge pack, a completion pack, or a coach will get a raffle into a drawing at the end of the week. And it's just something, a cute waffle maker on Amazon, a cute leopard tumbler on Amazon, a cute swag, whatever it is. And they're all really like showing up and doing it to like earn our prize. But now like Beachbody even sweetened the deal with it. So it's been a lot of fun.
Awesome. So, okay. So one pro tip is what you do. So you've created your bod group, you're posting in there, they're posting every single day, they're sharing their tracker. One pro tip that they're sharing a day to move their business forward, right? And anyone that sells either a challenge pack, completion pack, they get something in return, in addition to what Beachbody is doing.
Super simple. On Mondays, we're going in there, just one person for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes, doing a live and giving them like, some motivation and like a live like pro tip. But the daily pro tips are easy. Like, did you do the Let's Get Up sample? Make sure that you do it and post it on your stories, or scroll through your feed and see what you haven't posted lately, what you post too much lately. How can you like tweak? Did you share? When's the last time you shared your story? Like, scroll through your social media and see like just simple stuff like that, personal development, stuff like that.
So are you doing this weekly?
Yes, we're doing it for 4 weeks.
Okay. Perfect. So I heard I was on a call with another coach the other day, and she was saying some best practice that she's doing is something very similar in the bod groups with her team, sharing the digital tracker every single day. And they are doing that every single Monday. And they're kind of recapping that every single Monday. Okay. Sounds very similar.
Yeah, we're really teaching them too. Like, check into your bod group at night. And as soon as you're done with that, go into our coach bod group and check in there as well with your tracker.
Great.
Trying to create that habit stacking thing.
Yeah. No, that's great. Okay. So that is going on for 4 weeks. Who else is doing something specific for the Take Action Challenge? Or is there anything you need from us that we can provide all of you outside of the incentives, of course? I mean, have we even thought about the Take Action Challenge? Yes. Okay. Just making sure. The pro tip daily. Love it. Thank you, Amy, for sharing. Okay. I don't want to be calling on anyone.
I'll just share that I still do my groups on Facebook primarily because I've tried them and my clients do not love bod groups. The reason I get a lot, we have a really big community and like family feel on Facebook, and on bod groups, a lot of people were like, I just go on and I hit track and then I go out, and there wasn't as much interaction. So I'm not promoting it that much just because like we're a big Facebook family, and I tried them, but it was feedback from my clients. So.
Okay, no, and that, that's fair. I mean, you've got to do what works for you. I mean, some do one or the other, or some do, to your point, a combination of the two.
Yeah.
So, okay, so Christina, talk about that for a moment. So on Facebook, so with your Facebook family, with your community that you've built, what does that look like? Like, how are you really driving this promotion?
Well, like I said, I don't imagine that we're going to be like winning any promotions. I'm not inviting a lot to bod groups, of course, which is why, that's the only part that I was steering away from for that, because I know that, and all of my team primarily, like we do small focus groups on bod groups, like little smaller things. But like I run my challenge group Evervescent in Facebook. And so that's just where like all of the action is.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it looks like Jolie's saying the same thing. She does Facebook too, right? Just bod groups primarily just for tracking. So yeah, nope, understand. Okay. What else are some of you doing regarding the Take Action Challenge? And if you haven't thought of anything, that's okay too. Like, that's okay. No pressure.
Hey. Hi. I'm actually listening in and doing my workout, but it's so awkward when you ask a question and like nobody says anything and I kind of have an answer. So I was like, hold on, Amwala, with your fine self. Let me come back to you. That man is, Jesus. He wearing these shorts today. I was like, don't pull him down. Okay, sorry. Any kids in there? Sorry about that. So I am like, this is my day to like really sit down and figure out all the new stuff that's happening. Boohoo cried on the National Wake Up Call from yesterday, like boohoo like a baby, and just trying to get it all together because we just got off of spring break. This is really my first time in my business where I've been like a normal person and did normal things. Whereas before I'm like, we can go on vacation, but I'm being here working. And so 2020 kind of slowed me down to start really enjoy the fruits of my labor. So I say that to say, I am really sitting down today and figuring out all the happenings to make a plan of action. But I love what you guys are talking about. And I love that you guys are talking about what's not working, because just because it works for one team, don't mean it's going to work for yours. In regards to Let's Get Up, I did a poll. I feel like you attract your tribe. It's your tribe, right? So they're your people. And for me, I attract a lot of people who are gym goers. So they are the body beasts, hammer and chisel lovers, 80 Dep Session, MBF. So Let's Get Up is just, I don't want to pressure them, but I also tell them, you don't know who in your following that may not have joined you yet because they don't like that style, but they connect with you in other ways. So this program may be for them. So now I'm just trying to figure out a way to lead by example, because I'm not doing it. I mean, even if I wasn't in a test group, I wouldn't be doing it. I don't do a program just because everybody else is doing it. It has to be aligned with my own personal goals. And so I just got to figure out a way to say, hey, like, not to say, hey, it ain't for me, but hey, this is what we've now added to our Netflix of fitness. If you're tired of, doing the same thing, or if you did size or whatever, this is going to be amazing for you. So I'm going to start talking about it in that way. I just did my team, we talk in Telegram, the Telegram app. And so I just put a message in there like, hey, who's doing the program? Surprisingly, there's a few ladies who have been very quiet, that are doing the program. So maybe it's going to be their thing. Like maybe they join me not because of the workouts that I like to do, but for other reasons. So I'm just going to commit myself to helping them out, like attaching myself to them and say, okay, it's a small group, like maybe 6 responded. So I'm going to do whatever I can for those 6 to help them launch the program. In regards to the, what is it called? Bevy?
Focus Bevy Drive. Energy Bevy.
I'm like, I don't know who spoke about this, but I've totally abused Energize, like abused it. Like my system is just like, oh, you got to do better because we're on 2 scoops and you got to do better. You got to come a little stronger. So I've pretty much been going from mixed berry to lemon to mixed berry, kind of give my system a shot. So I think this would be great. because I have like 50 tabs open in my brain and just not focused because I just got so much I need to be focused on that I end up not focusing on anything. Does that make sense? So I am excited about that. I have dropped it in my challenge group. I have a challenge group on Facebook and BOD. Just because some people don't want to move from Facebook, but then some people have never had Facebook. So it's nothing for me to just have both and they're continuous. So like, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. So I'm posting it in there. And then what I'm doing is like, for any launch, you know, when we do launch, ring the bell and then you get your name placed in a raffle. But I'm running it just like and I mentioned this yesterday to my team, as a kind of like a own mini test group with it. Like, hey, even if you're not telling your customers, as a team, let's try it for 30 days, test it out, tell our followers, like, this is something new that I'm testing it out. This is day 1. This is how I feel. Day 30. Okay, boom. Like if you want to do this with us or try it, you know, you can do it with us. But I love the idea that you guys said about, even if they're not doing Let's Get Up, use your coupon codes, let them get it anyway. And then they'll be rock and rolling with the program that they do want to do. So I probably did not answer the question that you just asked, but these were the things that were on my mind.
No. Thank you. I mean, so it sounds as though, I mean, you're putting together, obviously, you're in the midst of putting together a plan of action for everything that we announced from Saturday. So that's awesome. Okay, one other question, then you're back to Omwalla. I don't want to mess with Omwalla. I mean, good God. Okay, so one other question for you, Artina, while I've got you on the phone. So Take Action Challenge, any ideas? And I know you're starting to formulate some ideas, but any ideas in terms of how you're going to kind of promote that, obviously encourage your team to participate in that challenge?
I am just going to go live in the team page and just like, hey, like, let's do this. You guys have, like, on my call last night, all I talked about was my traveling experiences. So I went from summit to leadership. I never been a new coach leadership because I did it, you know, I got the 5-star within that year. So I talked about how I've heard how great that is. So I'm like, you guys need to be qualifying for everything. And while you're at it, get the free stuff too. Like, why not? I was like, your husband, the best way to prove to your husband that you're working is to earn some trips. You know, like, once he goes on that vacation, he's going to be like, you know what? I got the kids. You send the invites. You know, I was like, people, you know, like, moms aren't traveling as much. And when they are taking the kids. It's not a girls trip. It's not a vacation. You got to start now earning everything. I was like, because it's going to be wild. So I'm like telling them, like, it is just crazy. And I told them, like, Beachbody puts on this production that you'll never experience from like anything. It's something like, so I'm just pumping it up, like always, forever talking about it, sharing pictures, giving them an idea of what it's going to be like. So, because I think I attracted a lot of my coaches through the travel more than anything. So it's been really tough for me bringing on coaches because that's what I've used all these years, right? Not necessarily income, not even, well, community, yes, is tied into that. But my highest months of enrollment for good working coaches has been when I was about to travel somewhere and when I showcased that. And so, you know, I'm ready to get back to it. And I've just been telling my coaches that, like, let's go. Just painting that picture for them, like, I cannot wait to see y'all. I'm going to love on y'all. Like, I'm a hugger. Like, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. And just refreshing it. And they're looking forward to it.
Yeah. You know, Joan just posted something. Thank you, Artina. Joan just posted something in the chat just saying she's been creating reels based on some previous videos or photos from those events, really kind of talking it up. I mean, that's all we can do really right now until things open up.
Sorry, I was cooking and shoving my face full of food, so I assumed people didn't want to see that. But yeah, I mean, I've always made it a point, I'm sure all you guys do too, but like, you're on your Insta stories, etc., all the time when we're at these events. So you can go back in your archives, grab those videos, and then take photos too. And I know with like reels, you can't do photos, but what I do is I'll just like screen record for like 2 seconds and I trim it in my reels so that I can add that in there too. And then you can add like, you know, your text and stuff on top. But been using that not just in my stories and putting it on my feed, but also in my team page, like talking to them about like, oh my God, you want to get to the retreat that we're doing because of this. And you need to qualify because of this. Like, watch this video. We had so much fun. And then doing things too, like having people drop like photos, like just do like a photo drop of like the last trip that we went on, like putting an image in our page and stuff and getting them excited that way. And so we've been doing that a lot to just like excite them about the community. And then in terms of the Take Action Challenge, just going in there and saying like, you get these things, like you get to do this stuff just for working your business. Like you want to grow a business, you want to earn money, like you can win a freaking mixed bike, like you can win a vacation. What are you doing? Just go and track this. And then just bouncing off what Julie said too, I only use the BOD groups to track because I did notice my engagement was way down in my challenge groups. And now that I'm back to Facebook, it is way back up again. And so I have noticed though they are accepting my invite to go track over there. And so we are getting entries for that. It's not maybe like a ton of entries, but like I'm just encouraging the team to do that too.
Okay. No, that's awesome. Joan, thank you. Jolie just had a little side note for sure. Yeah, I mean, you can do photos in Reels, right?
Sorry, I'm eating a plum. Yeah, you can do them in Reels. You can do photos in Reels.
It looked as though, hold on. Melissa, did you have a question on that at all or no? It looked like, okay.
I said, can you? Because I've tried and I couldn't figure it out.
It might be new, so maybe you don't have it yet, but before I would go make a video, what is it called? Video Shop. And Video Shop lets you do videos and Reels, and then I would make the 15-second or whatever long video and then carry it over to Reels. But now, maybe it's the newest update, Reels lets me add photos. So the reel I did yesterday was videos and photos I curated right on Instagram.
Oh, cool. All right, thank you.
Really quick, does anybody know how to take the echo out of the Reels? Because mine has this like weird.
What's happening with that? Why is it doing that? I noticed that too, Artina. Some sound effects are having really bad, like you're in a tin can echo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I spent an hour making that reel.
Oh my God.
That's so frustrating.
Amy, what are you doing to get your BOD groups back lit or get it lit after being on Facebook forever?
Yeah, Facebook, like I've been a coach for 9 years, so Facebook is like my jam. And so when it came to BOD groups, I was like kicking and screaming and really didn't want to do it. And then one of my coaches said, hey, I'm doing this and it's working really well. So I was like, all right, I'm going to try it too. So at the end of every month, we hold a week-long challenge. And I used to do this way back in the day. I put them on, they fill out a form saying, yes, I'm committed to this challenge. The form has the rules on it. They earn 1 point for logging their shake. They earn 1 point for logging their workout. They earn 1 point if they hop on the virtual gym. The virtual gym has been so full lately because of this. And it's really put like, get on the gym when normally they would be afraid to get on the virtual gym. They get 1 point if they watch a 2B Mindset or Ultimate Portion Fix video, because let's face it, they're not doing that on their own unless they're like really committed to. So I'm like 1 point if you watch a video this day. You get 20 points if you sign somebody up to join our May challenge group. So this is, I give my coaches, if they hit Success Club, I give them a cute tank top. Like we have a tank top of the month club. Yes, like last month it was green, this month it's yellow. And they really want these tank tops because then we all wear them on our team calls and virtual gyms. And if they can't help 3 people, I'm like, okay, get on a team in our challenge group, be the leader, and try to help people with Success Club, try to help motivate the team and earn your tank top that way. So I have a lot of challengers that are like being put in the coach position because they want those 20 points, man. They want to win. And I have a little tracker, you know, Google tracker that they track all their points. It took a little while to like get it set up, but now that it's set up, it's like a well-oiled machine. And they know the last week of every single month, we're gonna have another challenge. And they're excited. They're really excited. Like they love it. So that's what I've been doing. And then my Facebook group, I just like post everything that's going on in the BOD group. Like, oh my God, look what these babes won. Look what these guys are doing. Like, look how much fun we're having. And then here's the link to join us. Here's the link to, I'm like a broken record. Here's the link to join us. And eventually they start like moving on over. But I still use the Facebook group for, you know, announcements and sharing my workouts, because I know some people just aren't going to go over to the app. But that has been a big game changer for us.
So it sounds like it was just the point-based system, essentially, is kind of what you were doing.
Yes.
Okay. Is anyone else having success really transition? Because again, I know, you know, Christina, you mentioned obviously going, you know, a lot of yours is really Facebook. Is anyone, or has anyone had success going from Facebook to BOD groups? And if so, what was that? What was that, you know, change or that catalyst that helped you kind of maneuver them from Facebook to BOD groups? I only do BOD groups. Okay.
I switched over. Like I said, I still have the Facebook group, but the way to get people in BOD was that for a month, I didn't post in it. And somebody said, hey, am I missing the post? I said, no, it's in the BOD group. And am I missing the meal plan? No, it's in the BOD group.
Okay. Yep.
And then once they started coming over, then I started kind of like doing both. But now, you know, they got in the feel of it for a whole month. So they're over there now. So I kind of like kicked them over there.
I did the same thing. So I kind of believe in like, if you give them a choice, that's their comfort zone. So I feel like it's just like with us, like whatever's comfortable, that's what people, I don't know. I look at it as if I tell my kids to eat broccoli at dinner and I'm like, but you could have chocolate if you really want it. Like, obviously they're not going to eat the broccoli. Right. So I was like, listen, we're going to BOD groups. That's where I'm going to be. You can be there or not. And then you just have to be consistent. So I've been there for 7 months, I think. I don't know, quite a while. And at first it sucked. And I would just tell everybody, like, it's going to keep sucking until we just keep engaging more and we keep doing more. And just don't give them an option to go back. I think once you give them that option, they're going to take it. And just like with Amy, I mean, I do Challenger of the Week every week. It's structured pretty similar to what Amy said. They get points. I call it leaning in and lifting up. So I tell them, lean into your journey and then lift up others to do the same. So they get points for that. And they know, you know, I actually hate the tracking feature. I'm super type A, so that makes me nuts. Like, it clogs the feed, in my opinion. So I tell them, like, you can't win Challenger of the Week or Challenger of the Month unless you check in on the check-in thread. But we have one place and they share the recipes there. They check in for the day there. And I just think the more that you do on there and the less you give them an option, just like Artina said, I mean, if they love your, you know, a lot of my girls started on Facebook. And so a lot of people will say, I've had a hard time getting my, you know, older people that have been with me or my vet customers to go on BOD groups. And I'm like, well, if you leave Facebook, where are they going to go? You know, so if they truly love you and they love your group, they'll go wherever you go if you don't give them another option. So I just believe that everything is how you talk about things. So when I get on my calls with my new challengers, I'm like, oh my gosh, we're away from social media. We're off of Facebook. We're on this incredible platform. Everything's in one place. And I just hype it up and I tell them, like, you don't want to be over there. That's where all the political crap is. That's where all the negativity is. Like, that's not what this is. And I've had a lot of success. I do my info groups on BOD groups. I do everything on BOD groups.
Okay. No, that's great. And so one other question, with that being said, Kimberly, so how long did it take you, to your point, right? You got to be patient with the process, because we want, unfortunately, to see everyone transition and shift overnight, and it doesn't work that way. Like, how long did that process take you?
It was a couple of months for sure. I mean, I had a group that loved and embraced BOD groups right out the gates. And I really reached out to them and I was like, listen, I need you to be like the ambassadors for this group. Like, I need you to show the F up for me. And a lot of them were my veteran challengers or discount coaches. So, and that was a big thing for me too, is I actually, when I first transitioned to BOD groups, I did it with some of my leaders so that there was more of us and more people, so that if the engagement was down, you didn't feel it as much, because maybe I had 5 of my challengers and one of my leaders had 5 of hers. And so that really helped us transition. Now they're doing their own groups, but in the beginning it was like strength by numbers, right? But yeah, you're going to have that transition period where you're going to be like, oh, this sucks, because everybody's already on Facebook. So if they're already scrolling all day, every day. And so they see that check-in and they're more likely to be like, oh, I didn't do that yet. I'm going to go do that. So they do have to think, I need to go to BOD groups. I need to go into the group. I need to go to the feed. I need to go to the check-in post. But I think if you have enough value in the group, they're going to want to be in there anyways, digging around for, like Artina said, the meal plan. Like, where's the meal plan? It's in the file section of BOD groups. So I think just embracing it and accepting that there's going to be that little bit of period of time where it's not, but also consistency, like I said, and just deciding. Like, I made the decision. I actually made the decision because so many people were getting their Facebook account shut down, and there was a lot of chat about that in the roundtable. And I'm like, I love Beachbody and what I do, but I don't want to lose the memories with my kids that much. Like, I don't love it that much. So I was like, I need to get off of Facebook. And that was just my personal decision. So I went from everything Facebook to everything BOD groups. And like I said, my info groups. So everybody knows now, like, that's just where everything is going to be. And I love BOD groups for info groups because I tell everybody, like, as a thank you for checking out this group now, you're going to get, you know, a week of free workouts, and you're going to get access to the Introduction to Nutrition Center. And there's so much. They have Clean Week on there. So it's kind of like bonus that they're doing that. And then when you say to them, the workout that we've been talking about in this info group, it's literally on the platform you're already on.
Yeah.
So it's worked really well for me.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I know that was a lot. No, that's great that you're a big proponent, that you've transitioned obviously from Facebook to BOD. And again, you all need to do what works for you and what works for your, but at the end of the day, if that's something you want to transition to, that decision, obviously it's there. So thank you. Okay. So I know we've got probably 10 minutes or so left. You know, one of the things we talked about, a couple of you brought up, was nutrition. You had just talked about nutrition, and it sparked, you know, one of the things as Summit, one of the announcements was the Nutrition Plus subscribers, right? So that was a big announcement as well, in terms of there's going to be an evolution of what that Nutrition Plus, what that is going to look like, future state, and the value of Nutrition Plus. So with that being said, on 5/19, which is, you know, yes, we're another month out from that, but nutrition is a huge, you know, I think about nutrition, and I think about, and you all can attest to this as well, our competitive advantage, right, versus Peloton is what? Our nutrition, right? Is our nutrition. And with that being said, you know, if you're in a test group or if you've been involved in a test group, you know that results happen not just with the fitness component, it's the nutrition. And that's why a lot of us have done the Ultimate Reset, because nutrition is such a core piece of the equation. So with that being said, what does nutrition look like? How are you going, if anything, at least at this point, not knowing all of the details around what Nutrition Plus is going to do future state? How are you leveraging Nutrition Plus with those that are in your downline that aren't either a part of it or for your new prospects? How many of you, Chris, I'm going to ask you, if you're okay with this. You know, I know we've talked about nutrition before, and that's so critical. What are you doing to either A, get your prospects on it, or B, just talk about the benefits and the value of Nutrition Plus?
Me?
Yes.
I don't know that I necessarily use that as like a priority and talk about that. It's more that I'm getting people that are saying, oh, I don't want to sign up for this because I don't want to have to cancel. And they're more annoyed with this home direct every month.
Yeah.
And so for new people, I think it's really hard to sell Nutrition Plus. Let's get them on the nutrition plan. Let's get them results. And then let's move forward from there. And I feel like, and I think I had this conversation with you, I feel like there should be and maybe there is, but I don't know, that like either an opt-in or an opt-out, like right at the ordering process, because people are getting so frustrated that they're getting this $19.95 charge. And I don't necessarily remember to tell them that. I feel like you got to tell them about that. You got to tell them about the HD that they're going to get. And then I don't necessarily follow up before their next order to say, by the way, this is going to get charged. Do you want it? You know, so I like it. I go in there every month and I think it's great information, but I'm excited to hear what's coming out on May 19th, that it may be more enticing to have that. I have a thought on what could be included in that, but I'm not going to say. It's just what I'm thinking. But I mean, I don't know what is going to be the big perk on May 19th. I don't necessarily push that right now, but let's talk about To-Be and Portion Fix first, and let's get them started.
Yeah.
Because that's like the extra stuff.
Yeah.
For people who've been doing it for a long time. So.
Okay.
And then there's some people who have no clue that they're even getting charged, and they realize it 6 months later, I've just been charged. And I mean, I guess people don't check their credit card statements. So,
So a couple of things, Chris, you brought up a good point, and I think everyone was definitely like posting in the chat. Hello, we totally agree. So that is something that's being worked on, just so that you know. And I think that's going to come. It is coming in terms of, you know, an opting in, so to speak, or an opting out, right? That is coming in that next evolution of Nutrition Plus. And to your point, Rachel, yeah, it would be better to upsell it for sure. Tell me this, and again, what could we do, right? What could we do corporately to bring value to your potential outside of, you know, including it as they're enrolling? What could we do to help kind of give you some confidence in selling Nutrition Plus to your prospects? What are some things and tools that we can provide all of you, or talking points?
I think the value
what I would like actually is, I think, our products more. So let's push a product like, say, the Power Greens. I've been living on Power Greens since the day the reset came out. I have it every single day. That isn't even in the special offers. And, you know, I think if they see it in the special offers, you automatically add it into their cart. So many people want to add extra things to their shake. They don't. Look at Carl. I don't like to eat veggies. Well, then why aren't we promoting the Power Greens?
Yeah.
So I think something like that is more specific nutritional products that we could push more, that people will be more apt to do that than actually reading something and listening to more videos.
Yep. Okay. No, that's good. What else? I don't question the value. I think it's too much too soon. Okay. Too much too soon. Would you all say that? Do you think that's, yeah? Too much?
100% agree. I can barely get them to watch the videos, the modules for, you know, their nutrition plan. And then it's like here, and I'm going to be very frank. I think it's an amazing thing, amazing platform, but I always forget to go in there. It's just information overload, you know?
Yeah, I'll chime in because I said about the value. And I honestly, this is like my downline, my coaches. We just had this big discussion about the other day, and they just feel like, you know, we're already getting all these resources already with BOD and with To-Be Mindset and Ultimate Portion Fix, and there's so much there that they don't need it. So maybe value isn't the right word, but like they don't want to continue to pay $20 a month for something when we already have so many resources available. And it kind of just seems like it's like extra. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how else to put it.
I mean, to me, I would like to promote it as like, I subscribe to this as your coach. You know what I mean? And I can go in and add value into my live, into my challenge groups from something I've learned, because it's my job to learn this, you know? I feel like that's a value added.
Okay.
And I feel like it's kind of a sneaky way, the way that they have it, you know?
Yeah. No, you know, this is kind of new for me when I came into this, obviously 8 months ago. It is something that they should be able to, it should be an easy fix, right? Like they should either be able to opt in or opt out. But Jolie, to your point, agreed. But this being said, hold on, somebody else is posting something. I do that too. Okay.
I could see it more as like a later, if they did want to add it, like a later thing. Like, so for anyone that signs up for the challenge pack, like make it an automated email a month later. Like now you've known the programs. If you're looking for a little more support, don't put it at, no one can use it. Like you said, they have to learn the program itself and they're watching all these videos. Personally, I also think you have to, like, with something like that, you're like, what is the need that we're filling for people? And I think the reason people aren't subscribing is because there's not a need for, like she said, we have so many resources. We have the Beachbody blog. And I'm not saying it's not, like you said, Natasha, it's not valuable information, but is it filling a need? Because that's the only way sales work, right? If we're filling a need for people. And I don't think that with all that we have, you know, that there's, I mean, I understand the extra value in the hearing the coach clients and whatever, but I definitely think it should be something like not offered in the beginning, but like, you know, an automated email that goes out a month after the challenge pack is purchased and be like, you're on your journey. You understand the principles of 2B mindset, ultimate portion fix. Here's what this would provide you next, because we're all gung-ho in the beginning, and then sometimes we need that added support. Like if it was promoted more like that, because I don't think, nobody could go in there in the beginning when they have to go in and learn the videos. I mean, I don't know. I know a lot of us coach people really one-on-one with their nutrition, and it's like, let's get the basics down and make sure you have the basics and you're moving in the right direction. And I think something like Nutrition Plus, that added layer of support, is what people need a month or two down the road when they lose the zest for their plan, or like life happens and it's barbecue season in the summer, and then you could really tailor it to, or holiday season, you could really tailor the content, like the coaching that Alana and Autumn are doing towards like the issues that people are having seasonally, but like once they already know the plan and they just need that like pull back in, you know, for a little boost.
Okay. There is, I don't know if you guys, there was a post from our VP of nutrition I want to say last week or the week before, on the Champs page, talking about there's going to be a quiz now for all new kind of coaches coming into the business. Again, timing is we're still working on the timing, but they're going to be completing a nutrition quiz. It's essentially like 5 or 6 questions that will direct them and guide them, whether it be UFP or 2B mindset. And that'll kind of again, just guide them. But to your point, Christina, I think it's valid. And I think all of you would agree to that, is that, you know, maybe it is 30 days after the fact, or maybe it is 45 days or whatever that number is after they've had an opportunity to really experience the fitness component. So, okay. No, thank you for sharing all of that. Yeah. I mean, we don't want to hide anything. At the end of the day, that's not the intent. And there is a way for all of you to go in and check your PS coaches that have signed up for that. You know that, right? That signed up for Nutrition Plus. Okay. Just want to make sure. Okay. So holy moly, it is 10:58. Okay. Let's go over a couple of the different announcements that's coming up. So next week we have Kim Carver. We've got the PC launch. And I know, Chris, you mentioned that, you know, you're excited for the PC launch coming up as well. That PC launch, Kim is going to be talking about that. That'll be next week on the call. Also, if I would be remiss if I didn't mention 5/19. So that is May 19th, which is a Wednesday. There is going to be some big product news announcements, even more so than there were at Super Weekend. We had so many announcements at Super Weekend. Remember what, I mean, we had 6 kind of big announcements at Super Weekend. We didn't even talk about 645 work today. Like, we didn't even get to that. And that's what all of you are most excited about. We didn't even get to that. And there's several of you that are on the call that are part of that test group that I can't wait for some of you to share your experience, and we won't do that today, but that's going to be amazing as well. But going back to that, big product news launch on 5/19. Do not miss that event. More details coming. Just mark your calendar if nothing else. And then, gosh. Anything else on your end or from your perspective? Okay, just remember my BFF codes, we have that. We've got 2 more weeks to utilize those promo codes. And last but not least is that Take Action Challenge. Just continue to reinforce that with your teams, leverage that. And if I don't talk to all of you, hopefully I will see all of you next week on our mastermind at 11 o'clock Eastern time. All right, everybody, have a great week.